Hello everyone, welcome to Parametric Planet. Today I would like to introduce you to a very useful and interesting tool which I have been using lately for my projects. And this tool is known as BHoM, which stands for Buildings and Habitats Object Model. This tool was developed by BHoM and it's an open source tool. You can easily download it, and I will show you from which website and which version you have to download. So let me give you a small introduction about the BHoM. So if you see, most of the time, structural engineers have to deal with different tools or different softwares during the course of the project. So most of the time, it's not simple to transfer data from one software to another software. So it takes a lot of time and it's a very tedious job. So most of the time it's done manually or using some external coding platforms. But if you're working with different disciplines, for example, civil engineers, they're working with the structural engineers and then the mechanical stuff, then it's even more complicated. So the BHoM is a platform which provides you common ground, and you can say that it's a single source which enables you to interact with different softwares or with different disciplines. So in the further tutorials, I will show you how we can do that. So what is BHoM? So as I told you, it is a single source, or it provides a common language or the common platform to interact with the different softwares. There are different software which are globally used, for example, SAP, ETABS, Autodesk, Revit, Grasshopper, etc. So as you see in this figure, I have shown you some of the softwares. Basically, these are the analysis softwares or the modeling softwares, but there is a long list which we will see when we use this BHoM toolkit. So ETABS, SAP, Revit, Autodesk, Excel, it's already implemented. But regarding the Sophistic, as of now, they just provide the extraction of the forces. But I read this on GitHub that they are still developing toolkit for Sophistic. So hopefully in the future, we will be able to interact with the Sophistic. Then it would be easy. We will just analyze our structure in the Sophistic, and then we will send that structure directly to Revit, and then we can work accordingly. So regarding the installation of the BHoM, if you just write bhom.xyz, it will take you to this website. In here, you have the link for the GitHub, and you have to download this installer, beta installer 6.2.0, and this is a stable one. I'm also using this one. And when you install this one, you have to close Rhino Accelerate because it will automatically there will be an add-on to these softwares. So BHoM application, basically there are three major components of the BHoM. The first one is the adapter. Adapter means you have to set the target software between BHoM and that software you want to exchange the information. That's really important. Without the adapter, it will not work. And secondly, the engine will enable you to manipulate the objects in your model, perform some calculation, extract some information, set the properties for certain objects, certain elements, etc. And the object model, basically, it comes in between adapter and the engine because you have to create your model, and then you have to create some custom objects. Custom BHoM object means those objects which are not implemented in the BHoM, so you can create your own custom objects. The important thing is whenever you create your model in Grasshopper or if you have analysis model in the ETABS, then it has to be converted into the BHoM objects, because the BHoM will only recognize the BHoM object because it has its own environment, own language. So if the object is not converted, or its object is not represented as a BHoM object, then the BHoM will give you an error, or at some point the warning. So it's very important that your model, your object should be converted into BHoM objects. So when you install BHoM in the Grasshopper, you will have this tab BHoM, and then you will have these 3-4 tabs. First one, adapter, engine, object model, as I explained. So in the adapter, as I told you, you have to set this component according to the software which you want to, or which you wish to use. So further in adapter, you have components like execute, move, pull, push, remove, create adapter, and the create request. So create adapter is clear when you want to set, when you want to use a specific software, then you have to tell, okay, I want to use this software, and with the help of the adapter, you will execute that software, or you will activate that software. And further, you have execute. So execute, you will use, for example, if you want to run ETABS analysis in the background. So with push or the pull, you add this component execute, and you specify certain command. For example, you specify this command, okay, ETABS will run the analysis, but it should do in the background. I should not see the windows popping up and it do the analysis and everything. So that's what you can do with the execute command. And then you have move. With the pull, you can extract the information from your target software, and with the push, you can send your information to your target software. For example, if you create a model in Grasshopper, then you can use this push command to send your objects, send your model to your target software, for example, ETABS or SAP or robot structure analysis. And when you perform the analysis in one of these softwares, and then if you want to extract some information, some bar forces, some reactions, some other information, so you will use pull component, and the pull will extract the information, and then you can use the further actions on this one. So if I show you here, if you create an adapter, so at this moment, it's just an empty object. So when you right click on this one, select an item, then you have multiple options here, and you can set any software here which you want to use, for example, Revit, RFM, ETABS, or SAP. So at the moment, if you want to choose ETABS, then just right click here, and then you have this file option, ETABS setting, and active. So it's basically a boolean toggle, either true or the false. When it's true, then it will initiate the software. And with this file path, you can specify the specific file path. For example, if you have made a template for your ETABS model, for example, if you have defined the load cases, load combination, etc., so you can directly give path for that file, and it will execute that file. So I will not do it right now, but when we will, in the next tutorial, when we create a model in ETABS, then I will show you how you can activate this component, and how we can create the model, and how we can push and pull the data. So similarly, if you see here pull, then again you have this adapter request pull type configuration active. Again, you need toggle here, like it will not work until you set this option to true. So this adapter, it has to be the same. For example, if you want to extract your information or send your information to ETABS, then this push and pull should be connected to the same adapter. You cannot make a Revit adapter or you just connect with this one. No, it will not work. So if you want to only communicate with the ETABS, then you have to connect ETABS with push and ETABS with pull also. And similarly, in the pull, you need the request, so you can create the request here. This object is also empty. You can right click, select items, and then you can create any request. For example, now you have this pier spindle force request, and then you have to connect this one with the request, and result type cases, modes, object sizes you have to specify, and then again you will click or the set it to true, and then it will pull the information. Again, you perform the further actions. And if I show you execute, then you have here option of command. You can set any command here. For example, if you want to set a command for analysis, so again you have to connect this with this adapter. You have to create this active yes, sorry, true or the false, and when you say true, then it will run the analysis in the background for you. And the next component is the engine. So in this component, as I told you, you can set the properties, you can get the properties. So in here, you can do some calculations, compute the area, density, etc. You convert your objects. You can set some external library. You can modify some properties. Query if you want to find something about some objects, the properties, etc., then you can use this query. This explode component, if you, for example, if you have in the get property, you have the object, you have the property name, and then if you connect this explode here, then it will give you all the information related to that object. For example, if I have created a bar, and for example, with the bar, I need material, I have specified the material, section property, the releases, the forces or the load cases. And when I use this explode component, then it will explode and give all these information which are attached to that object. And get property, if you want to get the property of the certain object, you will use this component. As you see here, you need an object, you need a property name, then it will give you a value related to that object. Similarly, set the object, set property. So if you want to set a new property, for example, if you want to set some releases, or if you have this Rivet family and you want to change the name of the family, then you can use this set property object. And then you have this get events component. It will give you the errors warning, all startups. And the get info component, it will give you the information of your current BHoM toolkit. So in the next slide, I have shown if you just insert this engine, then it will show you the overview of the BHoM. As you see here, it's some small description, and then it will give you the version and the installer, how many adapters this BHoM has. Continuously, these guys, they are improving and implementing new stuff. So after every 3 months, you will have a new installer. So you have to download and install the new version, and they're continuously adding and improving the things, and it's good. So you can check time to time this BHoM website, and you can install the new version. And then we have the third component, the object model. In the object model, you have a possibility to create the object, create the request, create the type. For example, if you want to create a request, if you want to extract the, okay, let me show you. So if you want to extract some floors or some rooms, then what you can do, you can just insert this create type here. It's empty. You can right click, you can type here. If you go to object, then all the objects you have here. And then if you go to the structure, and if you want to extract some elements, if you say bar, so when you connect this one with this request, it will extract all the bars. It's a generic property, so you can also use some complicated filters. Maybe you can specify, for example, in Revit, if you want to extract the doors or the floors, you can use specify, okay, I want all the doors on the level 2, I want all the doors from the level 3, or the floor from the level 2, level 3. So you can also create some complicated requests using the filters. In here you have the option of the filters also. So if when you want to create some objects, still it's empty, you just click here, you can search here. If you see bar, then you have so many options related to bar. So element bar, node start, section properties. In this one you need start node, end node, section property. You need releases, support, offset, and the name. And when you create this one, you just connect this one to objects. When you have a multiple objects, you can just use this merge component, and you can attach those here and data 2, data 3, and then you connect with this one, and at the same time you can push and push your objects into the target softwares. And then you have this create data. Right now it has nothing. If you select item, then you have so many things here. If you want to create the materials, so you just click here, then it will show you all the materials which are available. And similarly, you have here family maps, and then you have material, etc., the sections also. And then you have create dictionary. You can create, give some keys, some values, and then you create this dictionary. You have create enumerate. It's still empty, so if you go to the structure, you can create the request, you can design some options, case type, load access, load nature. For example, if I want to create some reinforcement pattern, so you have different type. It's equi-space, horizontal, and vertical. You can choose any, and you can specify. And then you have create object. So as I showed you before here, if you want to create some object, I created bar here. If you want to create some other object, for example, in the structure, we will go, I want to create some panel. So you can choose which option suits you. So you need outline, opening, property, local X, name, transfer, and that's how you will create your object. And then, yeah, that's it. And the last thing I would like to show you, it's the workflow for BHoM. So 3 main things you need to create an adapter. The first and the most important thing is the adapter. And then you have to create the model, the things you want to send to your target software. And then you have to create the push or the pull request. So first you can just create adapter, and you can create your push component, and in between that you can create your objects, your model and everything. Then at the same time you can push, you can pull, you can remove the objects, you can request some bar result, etc. You have so many options. So we will see each of this option when we work with the actual model. So in the next tutorial, hopefully I will create a simple model in ETABS, in Revit, and I will show you how you can send your data or pull your data, pull your request from the target softwares. So I hope I have not missed anything so far. If I have, then I will try to explain in the next tutorial. So I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I would recommend you to use this tool. It's very beneficial and it will save a lot of your time, and it will give it it gives you the opportunity to interact with the different softwares at the same time, just with the one click. So do watch this video and do try this tool, and hope to see you in the next video. Till then, take care, have fun. Bye bye.